April 26th, 2 Kings 15, 16, and 17. 2 Kings 15. In the 27th year of Jeroboam, sovereign of Israel, Azariah, son of Amitziah, sovereign of Judah, began to reign. He was 16 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 52 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Yecholyahu of Jerusalem. And he did what was right in the eyes of Yah, according to all that his father Amitziah did. However, the high places were not taken away. The people still slaughtered and burned incense on the high places to false gods. And Yah smote the sovereign, so that he was a leper until the day of his death, and he dwelt in a separate house. And Jotham, son of the sovereign, was over the house, ruling the people of the land. And the rest of the acts of Azariah and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the sovereigns of Judah? So Azariah slept with his fathers, and they buried him with his fathers in the city of David. And Jotham, his son, reigned in his place. In the 38th year of Azariah, sovereign of Judah, Zechariah, son of Jeroboam, began to reign over Israel in Shamaron for 6 new moons. And he did evil in the eyes of Yah, as his fathers had done. He did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, who had made Israel sin. And Shalom, son of Jabesh, conspired against him, and struck him in front of the people, and killed him, and reigned in his place. And the rest of the acts of Zechariah, see, they are written in the book of the annals of the sovereigns of Israel. This was the word of Yah, which he spoke to Yehu, saying, Your sons to the 4th generation are going to sit on the throne of Israel. And it came to be so. Shalom, son of Jabesh, began to reign in the 39th year of Uzziah, sovereign of Judah, and he reigned a month of days in Shamaron. And Menahem, son of Gadi, went up from Tirzah and came to Shamaron, and struck Shalom, son of Jabesh, in Shamaron, and killed him, and reigned in his place. And the rest of the acts of Shalom, and the conspiracy which he led, see, they are written in the book of the annals of the sovereigns of Israel. And Menahem struck Tifsa, and all who were there, and its borders, from Tirzah, because they did not open it to him. Therefore he struck it, and he ripped open all the pregnant women. In the 39th year of Azariah, sovereign of Judah, Menahem, son of Gadi, began to reign over Israel 10 years in Shamaron. And he did evil in the eyes of Yah. He did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, who had made Israel sin all his days. Pul, the sovereign of Ashur, came against the land, and Menahem gave Pul 1,000 talents of silver for his hand to be with him, to strengthen the reign in his hand. And Menahem exacted the silver of Israel, of all the mighty men of wealth, and each man 50 shekels of silver, to give to the sovereign of Ashur. And the sovereign of Ashur turned back, and did not stay there in the land. And the rest of the acts of Menahem, and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the sovereigns of Israel? So Menahem slept with his fathers, and Pekahiah, his son, reigned in his place. In the 50th year of Azariah, the sovereign of Judah, Pekahiah, the son of Menahem, began to reign over Israel and Shamaron for 2 years. And he did evil in the eyes of Yah. He did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, who had made Israel sin. And Pekah, son of Remaliah, a chief officer of his, conspired against him, and struck him in Shamaron, in the high place of the sovereign's house, along with Argob and Aryeh, and with him were 50 men of Gilead. That's right, Gilead. So he killed him and reigned in his place. And the rest of the acts of Pekah and all that he did, see, they are written in the book of the annals of the sovereigns of Israel. In the 52nd year of Azariah, sovereign of Judah, Pekah, son of Remaliah, began to reign over Israel and Shamaron for 20 years. And he did evil in the eyes of Yah. He did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, who had made Israel sin. In the days of Pekah, sovereign of Israel, Tiglath-Pileser Tiglath-Pileser, sovereign of Ashur, came and took Eon and Abel Baeth Maacah and Anoah and Kadesh and Hatzor and Gilead and Galil, all the land of Naphtali, and took them into exile in Ashur. And Hosea, son of Elah, led a conspiracy against Pekah, son of Remaliah, and struck him and killed him, and reigned in his place in the 20th year of Jotham, son of Uzziah. And the rest of the acts of Pekah and all that he did, see, they are written in the book of the annals of the sovereigns of Israel. In the 2nd year of Pekah, son of Remaliah, sovereign of Israel, in the 2nd year of Pekah, son of Remaliah, sovereign of Israel, Jotham, son of Uzziah, sovereign of Judah, began to reign. He was 25 years old when he began to reign, and reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Yerusha, daughter of Tzadok. And he did what was right in the eyes of Yah. He did according to all that his father Uzziah did. However, the high places were not taken away. The people still slaughtered and burned incense on the high places. He built the upper gate of the house of Yah. And the rest of the acts of Jotham and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the sovereigns of Judah? In those days, Yah began to send Ritzin, sovereign of Aran, and Pekah, son of Remaliah, against Judah. So Jotham slept with his fathers and was buried with his fathers in the city of David, his father. And Ahaz, his son, reigned in his place. 2 Kings 16. In the 17th year of Pekah, son of Remaliah, Ahaz, son of Jotham, sovereign of Judah, began to reign. Ahaz was 20 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. And he did not do what was right in the eyes of Yah his Elohim, as his father David had done. But he walked in the way of the sovereigns of Israel. And he also made his son pass through the fire, according to the abominations of the nations, whom Yah had dispossessed from before the children of Israel. And he slaughtered and burned incense on the high places, and on the hills, and under every green tree. And Ritzin, sovereign of Aram, and Pekah, sovereign of Remaliah, sovereign of Israel, came up to Jerusalem to battle. And they besieged Ahaz, but were unable to overcome him. At that time, Ritzin, sovereign of Aram, recovered Elath for Aram, and drove the men of Judah from Elath. And the Edomites went to Elath, and have dwelt there to this day. And Ahaz sent messengers to Tiglath-Pileser, sovereign of Ashur, saying, I am your servant and your son. Come up and save me from the hand of the sovereign of Aram, and from the hand of the sovereign of Israel, who are rising up against me. And Ahaz took the silver and gold that was found in the house of Yah, and in the treasuries of the house of the sovereign, and sent them as a present to the sovereign of Ashur. And the sovereign of Ashur listened to him. And the sovereign of Ashur went up against Damascus and captured it, and exiled it to Kir, and he killed Retzin. And sovereign Ahaz went to meet Tilgath-Pileser, sovereign of Ashur, at Damascus, and saw a slaughter place that was at Damascus. And sovereign Ahaz went to Uriah the priest, sent to Uriah the priest a sketch of the slaughter place and its pattern, according to all its workmanship. And Uriah the priest built a slaughter place, according to all that sovereign Ahaz had sent from Damascus. And Uriah the priest made it before sovereign Ahaz came from Damascus. And when the sovereign came from Damascus, the sovereign saw the slaughter place. And the sovereign approached the slaughter place and made offerings on it. And he burned his ascending offering and his grain offering, and poured his drink offering, and sprinkled the blood of his peace offerings on the slaughter place. And the bronze slaughter place, which was before Yah, he brought from the front of the house, from between the new slaughter place and the house of Yah, and put it on the north side of his slaughter place. And sovereign Ahaz commanded Uriah the priest, saying, on the great slaughter place burn the morning ascending offering, and the evening grain offering, and the sovereign's ascending offering, and his grain offering, with the ascending offering of all the people of the land, and the grain offering and the drink offerings, and sprinkle on it all the blood of the ascending offering, and all the blood of the slaughtering, and the bronze slaughter place is for me to inquire by. And Uriah the priest did according to all that sovereign Ahaz commanded. And sovereign Ahaz cut off the side panels of the stands, and removed the basins from them. And he took down the sea from the bronze oxen that were under it, and put it on a pavement of stones. And the covered way which they had built in the house for the Sabbath, on the sovereign's outer entrance, he took from the house of Yah, because of the sovereign of Ashur. And the rest of the acts of Ahaz, which he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the sovereigns of Judah? So Ahaz slept with his fathers, and was buried with his fathers in the city of David. And Hitzkiyahu, his son, reigned in his place. Just looked it up. Hezekiah. I'm going to go with Hezekiah. 2 Kings 17. In the 12th year of Ahaz, sovereign of Judah, Hoshea, son of Elah, began to reign over Israel in Shamaron for 9 years. And he did evil in the eyes of Yah, but not as the sovereigns of Israel who were before him. Shalmaneser, sovereign of Ashur, came up against him, and Hoshea became his servant, and rendered him a present. But the sovereign of Ashur found conspiracy in Hoshea, for he had sent messengers to So, sovereign of Egypt, and had not brought up a present to the sovereign of Ashur, as year by year. And the sovereign of Ashur shut him up, and bound him in prison. And the sovereign of Ashur went through all the land, and went up to Shamaron, and besieged it for 3 years. In the 9th year of Hoshea, sovereign of Ashur captured Shamaron, and exiled Israel to Ashur, and settled them in Halal and Habor, the river of Gozan, and in the cities of the Medes. Now this came to be because the children of Israel had sinned against Yah their Elohim, who had brought them up out of the land of Egypt, from under the hand of Pharaoh, the sovereign of Egypt, and feared other mighty ones, and walked in the laws of the nations, whom Yah had dispossessed from before the children of Israel, and of the sovereigns of Israel that they had made. And the children of Israel secretly did against Yah their Elohim matters that were not right. And they built for themselves high places in all their cities, from watchtower unto walled city, and set up for themselves pillars and asherim on every high hill, and under every green tree, and burned incense there on all the high places, like the nations whom Yah had removed from their presence. And they did evil matters to provoke Yah, and served idols, of which Yah said to them, Do not do this. And Yah warned Israel and Judah through all his prophets and every seer, saying, Turn back from your evil ways, and guard my commands and my laws, according to all the Torah which I commanded your fathers, and which I sent to you by my servants the prophets. But they did not listen and hardened their necks, like the necks of their fathers who did not put their trust in Yah their Elohim. And he rejected his laws and his covenant that he had made with their fathers, and his witness which he had witnessed against them, and went out after worthlessness, and became worthless, and after the nations who were all around them, of whom Yah had commanded them to not be like them. And they had left all the commands of Yah their Elohim, and made for themselves a molded image, 2 calves, and made an Asherah, and bowed themselves to all the hosts of the heavens, and served Baal, and caused their sons and daughters to pass through the fire, and practiced divination and sorcery, and sold themselves to do evil in the eyes of Yah, and provoked him. Passed their sons and daughters through fire. They sacrificed their children by burning them. Yeah. So, Yah was very enraged with Israel, and removed them from his presence. None was left but the tribe of Judah alone. And Judah also did not guard the commands of their Elohim, but walked in the laws of Israel which they had made. Talmud. Yeah. Man-made laws, doctrines and dogmas. And Yah rejected all the seed of Israel, and afflicted them, and gave them into the hand of plunderers, until he had cast them out from his presence. For he tore Israel from the house of David, and they made Jeroboam son of Nebat sovereign. And Jeroboam drove Israel from following Yah, and made them commit a great sin. And the children of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam which he did. They did not turn away from them. So until Yah removed Israel from his presence, as he spoke by all his servants the prophets. So Israel was exiled from their land to Ashur, as it is to this day. And the sovereign of Ashur brought people from Babel, and from Cutha, and from Awa, and from Hamath, and Sepharwaim, and placed them in the cities of Shamaron, instead of the children of Israel. And they took possession of Shamaron, and dwelt in its cities. And it came to be, at the beginning of their dwelling there, that they did not fear Yah. And Yah sent lions among them, which were killing among them. And they spoke to the sovereign of Ashur, saying, The nations whom you have removed, and placed in the cities of Shamaron, do not know the right ruling of the Elohim of the land. And he has sent lions among them. And see, they are slain among them, because they do not know the right ruling of the Elohim of the land. And the sovereign of Ashur commanded, saying, Send one of the priests whom you exiled from there to go there. Let him go and dwell there, and let him teach them the right ruling of the Elohim of the land. And one of the priests whom they had exiled from Shamaron came and dwelt in Bethel, and taught them how to fear Yah. But every nation was making mighty ones of its own, and put them in the houses of the high places which the Shamaroim, had made, every nation in the cities where they dwelt. And the men of Babel made Succoth Benoth, and the men of Cuth made Nergal, and the men of Hamath made Ashima, and the Hawites made Nebhaz and Tarzak, and the Shepharwites burned their children in fire to Adrammelech and Anamelech, the mighty ones of Shepharim. They also feared Yah, and from every class they made for themselves priests of the high places, who offered for them in the house of the high places. They were fearing Yah, and they were serving their own mighty ones, according to the ruling of the nations, from among whom they had been exiled. Click. To this day, they are doing according to the former rulings. They are not fearing Yah, nor do they follow their laws or their right rulings, or the Torah and command which Yah had commanded the children of Jacob, whose name he made Israel, with whom Yah had made a covenant and commanded them, saying, Do not fear other mighty ones, nor bow down to them, nor serve them, or slaughter to them. But Yah, who brought you up from the land of Egypt with great power, and with an outstretched arm, him you shall fear, and to him you shall bow yourselves, and to him you shall slaughter. And guard to do forever the laws, and the right rulings, and the Torah, and the command which he wrote for you. And do not fear, deeply respect, other mighty ones. And do not forget the covenant that I have made with you. And do not fear other mighty ones, but fear Yah your Elohim, so that he delivers you from the hand of all your enemies. And they did not obey, but did according to their former ruling. So these nations were fearing Yah, and served their carved images, both their children and their children's children, as their fathers did, they are doing to this day. Feared Yah, and feared their fake gods.